What's going on, guys? Welcome to this review on the GRUB short that I put on yesterday. It is early in the morning and I'm just getting caught up from yesterday and wanted to put this video together. So yesterday morning at about this time, I was in chat and I was talking about GRUB. I was also in the J. Lewis Trading broadcast room, and I was also putting this out for new members about this trade. Now, GrubHub, they reported yesterday, the day before, and they missed on all fronts. The conference call was horrible, guidance was horrible. Everything about GrubHub was absolutely miserable, and it queued up for a fantastic short. So we looked at Grub from the position of hitting this with some options, and we were using the puts, obviously. And so yesterday morning, after the sell-off from the previous evening, this thing gapped lower and started to trend lower. It was a very, very simple play in the sense that you can't see the pre-market activity here, but I was looking for this first candle to confirm to the downside and move. As soon as it did, I piled into weekly puts. Now, the challenge off of the top is that Grub was moving actually pretty quickly to the downside, and the spreads were opening up on the options chain. It deterred me for a moment, but then I figured that this thing was just going to blast all the way to the downside. It opened up at 38 bucks and started to move lower. I was calling for a $32 target based on the target on the daily, which was achieved. But with this particular trade, as soon as the market opened, flatlined a little bit, excuse me, and then stepped lower, and I was in this trade, and I was piling in with the contracts on the put side, and again, they were weeklies, so it just floated down perfectly, and right in this general area, so I'm in this trade now for a couple hours, it's in this general area that I was curious about whether or not there was strength left. In some occasions, what you'll see is price action will drop, flatline or base, and then rally, and in this case, it could have potentially filled the gap. So I was curious about what was going on with GrubHub. One thing that I don't like to do is be, in profit, doing well with the trade, and then have the trade go against me. So just to reduce any risk and to guarantee and crystallize gains on this trade, I actually, through this basing period, I took the majority of my contracts and my position off, and then I let just a little bit work out for the rest of the day. You actually see that price action based, it dropped a little bit of a bear trap right through here, got back in the range and started to rally. As it started to rally, I actually looked further down the chain, further out, and I started to put on a long-term bearish swing trade. And the options were becoming cheaper and cheaper because price action was rallying. Now there was a twofold situation here. I was positioning for a longer term swing trade on the downside, so I was buying puts, but then I was also waiting for this upside momentum to work its way through the system and then work on this drop. And this drop right through here closed out the balance of my weekly position on GrubHub. And so that's how we played that. It was pretty simple, and it was all based on really good news. It was on good news in terms of very short traders. So everything was horrible coming out of the gate on the numbers with GrubHub. And so we positioned into this to the short side. And like I said, the vast majority of my position was taken off right through here. I let a little bit ride, and then as price action was rallying, I was then positioning myself on the longer term basis to short even more. And when that short term momentum played out and it started to pull back again, I then covered the balance of my intraday play, and now I'm positioned to take advantage of GrubHub on a longer term basis to the downside. I think that there's a lot more downside here. You can actually see that this morning, as I'm producing this video, price action is now is in the $32 handle, and it's halfway down there at $32.50. And if we actually look at a daily, you'll see that this level, 32, this was a level that I was calling based on the fact that there was some prior support way back here. So you can actually see that price action gapped down, sold off, and found a low in a previous range. Now the thing is here, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but if that 32 level breaks, there's really nothing to catch it until we get all the way down to maybe this level right through here, where there's a bit of resistance and support, and that's at $22. Now that is a big big ass kicking. I don't know if GRUB's going to get that low, but based on how I'm positioned right now, if it made it even halfway and we got price action to sell off all the way down to here, $27, which again, based on some prior resistance, a little bit of action through here, then support, if it made it halfway even to $27, the position that I'm looking at right now that I'm currently holding short will do exceptionally well. So that's GRUB. We put that out for you guys in chat, put that out in the broadcast room, and that was all based on really, really poor earnings. I'm going to be doing a further review of this that I'm going to be putting in the options library for our members, and so you can actually go in there shortly and check out this video and check out everything that I did by the way of which puts I was using, how I was getting in on a minute chart, all of the different charts that I was watching, and I'll be posting that right after this. So I hope that some of this has helped. Stay tuned. We got AMD coming up this morning. They reported yesterday, and we've got some price action movement right now in chat that we're talking about. So I hope that some of this has helped, and we'll see you on the other side there. Give me an email, info@jlewistrading.com if you have any questions, and if you're in chat, just hit me up directly.